Have you ever been stopped from doing something because you were scared? It feels really shitty, doesn't it? Like when you really want to do something, but there's this feeling inside of you that makes you think, I can't do it. Maybe you trick your brain to say something like, I'll do it next time, or I could do it if I wanted to. But the truth is, no, you're afraid and you're stopped by fear. So today I'm going to share with you the main ideas from this book, Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway by Susan Jeffers. And I think you'll get some really clear takeaways to deal with any situation when it comes to fear. First, let's explore the different types of fears we generally face. On the surface level, there are fears when things happen to us, and there are fears of when things that require our action. So fears that happen to us, these are things like getting sick, getting into an accident, natural disasters, a change in our environment, losing a job, etc. Fears that require our action, these are things like public speaking, making a mistake, starting a relationship, ending a relationship, having a child, and the list goes on. And on a deeper level, there are fears which have to do with our inner state of mind rather than external events. So for example, these can be things like facing rejection, failing, being vulnerable, or looking bad in front of other people. Now, when we look into all of these fears, what we're really afraid of is our inability to deal with these fears and our lack of self-confidence to deal with these fears. Said another way, it's your own belief that you cannot handle the situation. For example, your fear of public speaking becomes, I cannot handle public speaking. Your fear of starting a relationship becomes, I cannot handle a new relationship. Your fear of losing a job becomes, I cannot handle losing a job. Your fear of rejection becomes, I cannot handle rejection. I hope you get the idea here. So how do we deal with this? Well, hypothetically, say you were the most confident man or woman and you knew that you could handle anything. What would you possibly have to fear? Nothing. There's nothing that you would fear. If you knew deep down in your heart that you could handle anything, you wouldn't have anything to fear. Of course, this is much easier said than done, but this gives us almost a blueprint on how we can overcome our fears. The key is you need to develop more trust in your ability to handle whatever comes your way. It's about building up your self-confidence to handle anything. Whenever you start feeling fear, you need to learn to tell yourself, I can handle it. And that's it. It is that simple. I'll go a bit more into how I actually implement this so you get a taste of how this works in reality. But first, let's talk about the 5 truths of fear. The 5 truths are taken directly from the book and it all makes sense to me. I would highly encourage you to write them down because it is very important to remember this. Number 1, the fear will never go away as long as I continue to grow. This makes sense. We all experience fear as we grow and we will continue to experience fear. So it's not something that will ever go away. Number 2, the only way to get rid of the fear of doing something is to go out and do it. Again, very true. It takes action and exposure to your fears to help you get rid of them. Number 3, the only way to feel better about myself is to go out and do it. Yes, very similar to 2. In order to make you feel better, you need to go out and take action. Number 4, not only am I going to experience fear when I'm on unfamiliar territory, but so is everyone else. This is quite refreshing to know because you're not the only one that's experiencing the fear. Everyone else feels it too. You see this when you're in a group and learning something new. You realize that everyone's quite similar in the sense that no one knows what the hell's going on and generally people are too afraid to speak up or ask questions. And this should give you more comfort in asking questions if you wish to, or raise your hand and speak up if you wish to. Number 5, pushing through fear is less frightening than living with the underlying fear that comes from a feeling of helplessness. I touched on this at the start, but it feels so shitty when you let your fears stop you from doing what you really want to do. We might choose to ignore these feelings or push them aside because we don't really want to confront how bad these feelings makes us feel. On the contrary, it feels amazing when you can overcome your fears. And despite your fears, you choose to take action. That happens every time you overcome your fears. You get this rush of energy and a deep satisfaction with yourself. Again, keep these 5 truths of fear in mind. And as a little challenge, I dare you to read these 5 truths to yourself for the next 7 days, just to help you ingrain them into your head. Now, let's talk about how I manage to handle it. And this is not really from the book, it's just a way that I've discovered that really helps me build up my self-confidence to, be able to tell myself that I can handle it and actually believe it. I firstly do this through thoughts. So whatever I'm scared about, I will face it and I'll think about it and I'll ask myself the question, okay, how am I going to handle it? Let's just use approaching a pretty girl as an example. Seems like a pretty scary thing to do. I'll think to myself, okay, what if I don't know what to say, or what if I come across as a creep? Well, I'll think about it. Okay, what the hell am I gonna say? Depending on my intentions, I can ask for help, like asking for directions. That seems like a nice way to break the barrier. I can give someone a genuine compliment and compliment them about, maybe something they're wearing. I can tell them that I'm practicing in being more confident in talking to other people and introduce myself. Hey, my name's Ray. What's your name? And start a conversation and be interested in them. And at the end of it, I can ask if they want to get a drink sometime, for example, and ask for their number. Cool. I mean, that seems to work. I can handle it. If they say no, I have a boyfriend, or they just don't want to talk to me, that's okay. I can say something nice like, it's okay, I'm so sorry to bother you. I really do hope you have an amazing rest of your day. See? I can handle it. And the second part to build your self-confidence to handle it, like the fear truths we talked about, is to go out and do it. Whatever it is that you want to do, remember these three important words. I'll handle it. Build your self-confidence because you can handle literally anything. There is always a way and you are more than capable. Public speaking, for example, you can do it. Practice your speech, do it with friends. Know that even if you stutter, no one gives a toss. People are rooting for you, people want you to do well, and even if you butcher your speech, that's fine. You can handle it. You move on with your life, and if you want to, you can do more speeches so you can become more competent at it. Or you can do something else. The point is, you can handle it. Even if you don't succeed in giving a great speech, you'll be fine. And that goes for everything that you might be afraid of. Rejection, failure, looking bad in front of other people, changing careers because you believe that's a step you want to take. You can handle it. You can really handle it. You're not going to die, you're going to make it work. Maybe it takes a bit of thought or planning, but no matter what happens, believe in yourself that you can handle it. I hope the message in this video is very clear. Remind yourself that I'll handle it whenever you feel the fear. Remember the 5 truths of fear, and I'll leave them in the description below. Guys and girls, good luck. I'm also on the same journey, so I hope this has really benefited you in dealing with your fears. Remember, you do need to take action and do it anyway, as that is the way we overcome our fears and make ourselves feel better in the process. I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.